Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying the rest of your day. It was one hell of a morning. Need to take a little bit of a break for myself. And of course, I wanted to come back and give you guys some other content, some other stuff that's going on in the world. As you know, of course, we wait. Obviously, we're going to be sitting and waiting idly by, waiting for more information revolving around the case of Brian Kohberger and the Idaho 4. It looks like we're going to be sitting pretty for a few months, y'all. We're going to be sitting pretty for a few months. But you know that I've been keeping tabs on these other stories that have been going on. And I told you guys I would be on here to talk to you guys about any other developing information revolving around these other cases and other stuff that we have popping off. And there's some really, really, really crazy stuff that has recently been revealed. Leaked audio, etc. More people coming out, more allegations coming out around AT. I'm going to be using AT for a while today. Okay? And yeah. There's a lot going on. And Devin Souls, I heard about it. I saw it. I didn't see it. You see what I'm saying? I saw it on my feed, but I haven't seen the video yet. I'm sure they're going to be saying a lot of the things that I'm saying right now. Okay? Probably somewhat in agreement with me, agreeing with what I'm going to say here in a little bit. But Andrew Tate is in some serious trouble, y'all. Andrew Tate is in some serious trouble. So I'm just going to say that AT from this point on, just so you know, dude is in some serious. He's in trouble. He's in real trouble, y'all. Okay, so we're going to get into some things. So before we get going into everything, hey guys, I do have a secondary channel where I'm putting out all my clips from these long shows and putting them in more condensed clips over on my secondary channel. It's called The Pascal Show Clips. It is pinned to the top of the chat right now. Okay, so please go over there and subscribe to that channel if you don't mind doing so, because I will be taking out clips, bits and pieces of the show, because there's a lot of other breaking stories that are going on during the show sometimes, and sometimes I talk about that subject, or it might be a subject matter within the topic that I would like to be able to cut out and have it be its own standalone piece. So now I got, I'm building and getting more content over there. So you're going to be seeing a slew of content coming over there, going on over there after my live shows. Okay, so definitely please go and click on that link. Subscribe to the channel Pascal Show Clips. It's still brand new. I'm really trying to get it past 1,000 subscribers so that it can get a little bit more out into the algorithm. But you will be getting a lot more content over there, little snippets, little bits and pieces in shorter formats, in a shorter format. The pop-up videos and stuff, that will all stay here on this channel, but I'm going to be taking clips and pieces from the lives and putting them over there. Fun little moments, phone calls, etc. Those pieces will be over there on that channel. Okay, so go subscribe to Pascal Show Clips as soon as you can. I'm just trying to get to 1K. That would really, really mean the world to me. Okay, and of course, while you're doing that, don't forget to hit the like button down below. Get it past 300 likes for me. That would really, really mean a lot. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button over here too. Okay? Support the channel. You know for a fact I talk about everything on this channel, everything from pop culture, true crime, controversy, celebrity interviews, you name it. We talk about it right here on the Pascal Show. Okay? So anyway, guys, we got to get into this. We got some things to talk about. Okay, and this is something that, like, obviously, let's keeps it straight 100. Okay. Um. Well, hold on one second. What's the name of the page? I'm assuming that's what you're saying, Denise. The Pascal Show clips. It is pinned. There's a link pinned to the top of the chat right now. It is pinned to the top of the chat. So go click on that, subscribe if you can, and then come back. Obviously, the show's not over there. The show's over here. So come on back. Like I said, I'm trying to. Some people don't want to watch a whole 3-hour show. Sometimes they just want to get the meat and potatoes. So I'm trying to give you guys more of that. Okay. So we're working diligently. We're working hard. I'm building a team now, which is pretty amazing, so that I can give you guys as much content as often as possible, so that yeah, you can just keep watching and keep consuming, right? The content. So be sure to do that. Link is at the top of the chat right there. Okay. And also, you know what? I will make sure it is pinned. It is on the top of the description box as well. Hold on one second. Let me take care of that too. There it is. Boom. Now it is also at the top of the description box down below. Okay. So, and Leonard, uh, Leonard Love, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes the shows are really big, really long, and there's so many really great pieces of content that happen, interviews, people who come through, all that stuff, that just pop up at random. And I just want a place so that you guys can go there and watch those moments. Sometimes you just want to watch those moments and not the whole freaking thing. I get it. 3 hours sometimes is a long time to watch a show. And if you guys want to continue watching the full length shows, please, by all means, do so. But I'm just trying to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Okay. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, guys, because we got some things to talk about. As we know, this man right here, Andrew Tate, is in some serious trouble. And regardless of what side you stand on, if you think he's scum of the earth, or if you think he's top G, as he likes to pen himself as, regardless of where you stand, he is in some serious stuff. He is in some serious ish right now, guys. We're going to get into it in just a second, okay? But I do want to quickly remind you of why he is, what started it all. What got this popping off? Now, there's a lot of things that I can say, and there's a lot of things I'm going to have to use some serious code words. Just a full-on heads up, okay? Because there's things in everything revolving around this that I cannot even say these words. So there's going to be a lot of code words, and there's going to be a lot of just quiet moments where I just point at a word, okay? But just a quick reminder, all right? Toxic influencer, AT, okay, is arrested in R and HT, in HT probe involving at least 6 women at that time, 6 women in police raid on his luxury villa in Romania, 24 hours after spat with Greta Thunberg, during which a pizza box gave cops his location. Now, what I'm understanding right now is that the pizza box is not the thing that really caught him, but they've had their tabs on this dude for a minute, okay? But I'm just going to go through these bullets so that we all remember a quick trip down memory lane on what is going on here. And the thing is that there's so much that's being said here. There's so much information here that's just mind-blowing, y'all. Mind-blowing. Okay? So, the accusations and the audio. Oh my God, the audio. There's so much going on here. We got to get into it, okay? So Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan were detained by Romanian cops yesterday. Prosecutors say that they are suspects in an HT investigation. You know, I can't use these words. All right. So, crime ring allegedly forced women into performing P for sale online. You know, them cams. So they were glorified digital pimps. Glorified webcam pimps. Okay? You're going to be hearing that quite a bit in this show. In fact, he also, which is really, really wild, when we get into it, he also has videos where he's teaching other men that are subscribing or paying for this advice, for this consultation. He's consulting men on how to actually pimp out women digitally. We got footage. We're going to be looking at that as well. This is very bad. All of this is extremely, extremely bad. Okay? So we're going to get into it. But let's get through these bullets. We already know Tate has been branded the king of toxic masculinity, and he has leaned on that hard. Okay? We all know that. He has leaned on that mother lover hard. Spokesperson says Tate will assist and help Romanian authorities however he can. Okay? So, obviously there was footage of him of them raiding his house, etc. I showed it to you guys in a previous show about almost 2 weeks ago when he first was arrested and all that. And of course, the world, all people that were top G supporters and, you know, Andrew Tate supporters and all that were absolutely floored about this information. Okay. And I don't blame them. I would be floored if I was as well, if I was a big, huge supporter of somebody, and then out of nowhere, you finally find out that they were really doing something really, really bad out here. Okay? Really, really, really bad. So, just a little trip down memory lane. Why he has been detained, why he has been arrested. Okay? Now, as of recently, let me make sure I have this. After that, obviously, a few days later, a few weeks later, because this was about 2 days ago when this went down. So about 2 weeks or so later, they went to court. Okay. And obviously a lot of people are thinking, oh yeah, he'll just be in there. He'll be in and out. They're going to eat him up and they're going to spit him right back out. He's going to be in the courtroom and they're going to let him go. Well, that didn't really happen the way that everyone's expecting it to happen. Actually, him and his brother have lost their appeal against detention after a judge upheld the 30-day arrest. So they're looking at till the end of this month, possibly, where they're going to possibly be let go, maybe, all depending on what happens here. But this is as of 2 days ago, okay? So let's take a look at this as well, which is absolutely crazy. All right. Absolutely knuckin' futs. Okay. So the brothers arrived in Bucharest Court of Appeal on Tuesday morning, handcuffed to each other, with Andrew carrying a Quran in his right hand. So he is converted to Islam, it looks like. Andrew Tate has. AT has. Which is very, very interesting as well. So, a judge in Romania has upheld the 30-day detention of misogynist influencer AT and his brother Tristan, who are now being investigated for HT, R, and organized crime. The Tate brothers and two women actually were arrested on December 29th, which we all know, and they have been in pre-trial detention for the last 12 days after a judge extended their arrest period from 24 hours to 30 whole days. Why do you think, guys? Why would you think so? Why would they go from 24 hours? Because like I said, when this first happened, we were fresh right there with fresh images of him being arrested. We were all watching this live. We were all shocked. We were all going, what the hell? Some people in the chat were like, this Top G is going to be out tomorrow. Well, no, it doesn't look like that. So they have extended the arrest period from 24 hours to 30 days. Why do you think? My assumption, my estimation is that they might have a lot more on him than he actually realizes, that we all actually realize. And also, I think he gonna kick rocks. And they don't want that to happen either until he actually pays his dues. He actually walks in there and he pleads not guilty or guilty on these charges that he is looking at. He is definitely a flight risk. Most definitely 110% of flight risk. He has talked about that all the time. Oh, this is the reason why I moved to Romania, because he already had other R charges somewhere else. He kicked rocks from that country, moved to Romania because he said their rules and regulations and their laws around sex in general, right, and crimes around sex is a little bit more, for lack of a better term, chill, right? How ironic, don't you think? Very ironic that now he's arrested in Romania for crimes against women for SA, and that's the reason why he moved to Romania. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? So let's continue here. On Tuesday, the brothers appeared in court in Bucharest to appeal against the pretrial detention. The court heard arguments from Tate's lawyers for their release, which included that the Tate brothers have small children. This was their excuse, that they have small children in Romania, according to local news outlet Gundul. According to the Associated Press, the judge stated that the brothers are at risk of evading investigations and that they could leave Romania and settle in countries that do not allow extradition. Let's keep it real. I got a creaky door. Sorry, guys. But let's keep it real. These are not dumb guys. Okay? And this obviously is not a dumb judge. So, of course, the judge is going to be like, hell no. No. They're staying right here because they're going to run off to somewhere else to another country that would not allow extradition. They'd be safe and sound. So he can just hop back and forth from whatever country he wants to go to do an interview or whatever. He can still continue to create content and have it put out on all these social media platforms and still make his money. He could still create another webcam ring and continue to make his monies, pimping out women, manipulated, brainwashed women. Because that's basically what he's doing, brainwashing these women, which is wild to me. Still wild to me, okay? Tate and his brother have denied the accusations against them, obviously. What else is new on that? Okay? Now, let me show you guys this. There's still more on here. Of course, this is them together. The Tate brothers and the two women that were arrested alongside with them. Clearly, these women are probably working alongside of them. Obviously, why would they be arrested as well, right? But you can see Tate's together, handcuffed together. They're the ones running this thing, this whole doggone thing together as a family, I guess, which is wild. All right. Let's see. Now, this is also interesting, too. Last week, The Guardian reported that 4 more cars belonging, I think it's all 11 cars that the Tate brothers actually own, have been confiscated by DICOT, or DIICOT. Okay. This is obviously the Romanians organized crime agency, bringing the total amount of confiscated cars to, to 15. So all of their cars, from what I understand, have literally been confiscated. Over the weekend, Andrew was reportedly taken to the hospital after his lawyer made it known to officials that he has a medical condition. Whatever that medical condition is, I'd like to know what the heck that is too. Right? All right. And this is just one article. Let me tell you guys, holy cow, there is a thread out here, a Twitter thread that's just absolutely mind-blowing. There is so much content, so many videos, so much going on that we need to take a look at this here. And we are going to look at this very, very, very soon. But I saw a comment. Isn't his YouTube channel a success too? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was obviously kicked off of YouTube. So he's not allowed to be on YouTube, but his presence is still on YouTube. He still has all his people, all his guys that follow him, that worship him, that are all top G's or whatever you want to call them, that are still uploading his videos, cutting pieces of interviews that he has on other YouTube channels. They're cutting those, they're putting those out. They just keep regurgitating his stuff, repurposing, crunching it down, putting it on TikTok, so on and so forth. So technically, he's not allowed to be on these platforms of his own, like have his own channel, but he is still on these channels, y'all. I mean, he was just on Just Pearly Things just a few weeks ago before this arrest, and that content just keeps getting regurgitated, chopped up. It goes from a 15-minute clip down to a 5-minute clip, down to a 3-minute clip, down to a 1-minute clip, down to a 30-second clip, down to a 15-second clip. And you just see him over and over and over again. YouTube and all these other platforms that are trying to block him can't do anything about that, because those creators are not the ones that are being banned. His channel is being banned, but his likeness is not. So it's everywhere still. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right. But that's what's happening. And then he has all his team, all his people that are running around putting this stuff out here. And it won't stop. Like I said, it won't stop. Now, like, as you can see here, this is just a photo, but somebody just tweeted this too, a few weeks ago. But they said, 11 of his luxury cars have been seized by police. And you can see here, this is the one that he took a photo of and sent this to Greta Thunberg and said, something along the lines about his carbon footprint on this planet. And he's like, let me know if you want to know all the specs on all my cars, all the 11 luxury cars that I got, right? Of course, this is one of the many videos that he's on. Okay. And of course, this is the most recent one where the Matrix has got him. Let's not forget that, because he likes to say the Matrix got him. Yeah. It's crazy. We're going to be looking at this Twitter feed in just a minute. But there is a piece of information that is now extremely damning. Extremely. There's a couple of things that are really damning for AT right now. All right? So we gotta look at this. Tate's in some serious trouble. Okay? So let's take a look at this article right here. The teenager of a Romanian politician said Andrew Tate DM'd her on Instagram when she was only 16 years old, and her bio listed her high school. Let's get into this one, shall we? Here's the young lady, okay? And we're just getting started, y'all. We're just getting started. So, a Romanian teenager whose father is a former member of parliament said that influencer Tate DM'd her and her high school friends on Instagram in 2020 when they were underage. Tate is currently in pretrial detention in Romania. We already know about all of this because of HT, having an alleged HT ring. That's insane, y'all. So Daria, we'll just use her first name, a 19-year-old student, told BuzzFeed News that the former kickboxer slid into her DMs in 2020 when she was just 16 years old with a message that read, Romanian girl, strawberry emoji. I don't even know what that bloody means. I don't even know what that bloody means, y'all. What does that mean? Romanian girl, strawberry emoji. Can somebody explain that to me? Okay. Daria provided BuzzFeed News, which is the article I'm reading here, with a screenshot of a message that shows those words from a verified account that she says was Tate's. The user has been removed from Instagram, so the account name is simply shown as Instagram user. Tate's official Instagram account was removed by the platform last August when he was banned from the app. Like I said, he was banned from so many different things, okay? But this young girl was getting DMs sent to her, allegedly, by Tate. So Daria said that at the time Tate messaged her, her Instagram bio included the name of her exclusive international high school and that several other classmates had also received the same message. Daria's father, Kuzmin, okay, a former member of the Romanian parliament, or is okay. So her father is a former a former member of the Romanian parliament and a political analyst. We were just high school girls with not many followers. This is what Daria said. At the time, Tate had 1.2 million followers. December 29th, Tate and his brother and 2 Romanian women were taken into custody by local authorities in Bucharest as part of an investigation into the alleged HTR and organized crime. They are accused of approaching women using the lover boy. This is the thing, the lover boy method, which I need to remember to look this up so that we get a breakdown of the lover boy method. To me, it's just the pimp method, okay? But which is when the perpetrator initiates a sham romantic relationship with a vulnerable person in order to trap them and to exploit them sexually. And don't worry, we're going to be seeing videos of him explaining this stuff, how to manipulate, how to mess with these young women's minds, so on and so forth. It's insane, y'all. It's insane, and it actually exists. And he was teaching this as courses for young men and men out here on how to do the same thing. Crazy. And yes, Tyler, absolutely disgusting. The victims were then allegedly exploited, okay, through psychological abuse and were made to create P content. According to the authorities, the police have identified 6 victims so far who they say were housed in Ilfov County, just outside the capital of Romania. Now, Daria, thank God, she didn't engage with or reply to the message Tate sent in 2020, but some of her friends did. She said Tate would compliment these teen girls over DM, telling them how beautiful they are. Daria said Tate asked to meet them and bragged about his wealth, like what expensive restaurants he can take them to, what expensive cars he has, stuff like that, she said. The student said Tate then tried to meet up with the teenagers who responded to him. This is bad, especially if they were underage as well. Okay? Not only if they were, it's still bad no matter what, but it'd be even worse as well if they were all underage girls. Think about that. Grooming at its finest, y'all. at its most diabolical and at its most disgusting. Pretty much. After a couple of messages, he will start asking where they are and when he can pick them up. None of the friends, thank God, went ahead with meeting up with him, she said. And once Tate realized they weren't going to, he started to insult them. The second that girls stopped replying to him, he starts getting a bit verbally abusive, calling them ugly and stuff like that, just to get the reaction out of them and keep engaging with them, Daria said. This is Daria. I'm assuming that's her father and her uncle. So while Daria says her family's privilege makes her feel comfortable talking about Tate in the media, her friends are scared to speak out publicly about their experience, Daria said, because HT is a major issue in Romania and people are very fearful of repercussions. I tried communicating with them since this started because it's the biggest scandal in Romania right now. But my friends are just scared. They're young girls. They don't want to be involved in any way because there's also the thing. What if they, Tate and the other 3 people detained with him, don't get locked up? She said. What if the authorities let them go in a month and then they're out and trying to get us because we came out with this thing? That's a very good question. I could totally understand a lot of people being extremely terrified, scared to come out and talk about this without, without fear of them getting snatched, right? Or them getting deleted, okay, out here in these Romanian streets. You never know. You never know. Okay? Oh, no. No. Are you serious? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. We got to take a little bit of a left turn. I didn't even know about this. Oh, no. And I was just about to talk about this at the end of the show. But wow, that can't be real. Is that for real? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Sorry for the left turn, guys, but I got some breaking news. Thank you guys so much for putting in the conversation. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, because hold on. Oh, that's so tragic. See, now I'm hearing one thing, but I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see if there's more. Yep. That is so tragic. Oh my lord. All right, guys, this is breaking news just so you guys know. Okay, so quick left turn, but Lisa Marie Presley has died at the age of 54 after cardiac arrest. Now, real quick cuz I had it up already. I had this prepared and I was going to talk about this later on in the show, but let's talk about this right now. This is so sad, guys. Man, I can't believe this. But earlier today, she was rushed to the hospital because she was suffering a cardiac arrest. Her ex husband apparently was performing CPR on her. So, real quick, I'm going to talk to you guys about this first. Okay. So, there's obviously an update here, but a source direct knowledge tells us it was Lisa Marie's housekeeper who found her unresponsive in her bedroom. About that same time, her ex-husband Danny got home uh, from taking the kids to school and performed CPR until paramedics arrived. Danny and Lisa have been living together for quite some time now. She just arrived at that time at 1:19 p.m. She had just arrived to the hospital to be by Priscilla arrived at the hospital to be by her daughter's side. We're told Lisa Marie Presley went into full arrest. Our sources say someone administered, I don't know that one, epinephrine. I've never heard of that before. At the scene, at least one time, in order to help Presley regain a pulse, Lisa Marie has been rushed to the hospital after EMTs responded to her home for a possible cardiac arrest, TMZ has learned. Sources directly connected to Lisa Marie tell TMZ paramedics performed CPR Thursday at her house in Calabasas before rushing her to the hospital. We're also told they were able to regain a pulse before she was transported. It's unclear of her condition at this point, but we know she's getting treatment at the hospital. And she was just at the Golden Globes last night, or Monday, when the Golden Globes happened. I'm sorry. So just 2 days ago, she was there cheering on, I forgot his name, but he played Elvis in the recent movie, Elvis movie, and he did a damn good job, I think. And 2 days later, she had a cardiac arrest. But I'm gonna get to the other breaking news part here. But I'm just giving you a little bit of backstory, okay, guys? So we already know she's the daughter of Elvis and Priscilla Presley. She was just at, like I just said, she was just at Golden Globes on Tuesday night. Sorry, it was Tuesday night in Beverly Hills. She and her mother were on hand to see Austin Butler, that's his name, win a Globe for his portrayal of the King of Rock and Roll in the film Elvis. All right. So she has 4 children, including actress Riley, her son Benjamin, who actually passed from taking his own life. She owned and operated the immensely lucrative Elvis Presley Enterprises until 2005, when she sold off all of the business. Lisa Marie Presley is still the owner of Graceland, Elvis's famed Memphis estate. So now that we know all that information, which is so heartbreaking, she has now passed at the age of 54 after cardiac arrest. And I do remember, Debbie, I do remember that her son taking his own life a few years past, which is still absolutely devastating. But let me get into this here too. So according to family sources, she has passed away, TMZ has just learned. Sources tell TMZ Lisa was pronounced deceased at the LA area hospital where she was taken after suffering a cardiac arrest Thursday morning. TMZ, of course, broke the story. Lisa was rushed to the hospital after her housekeeper found her unresponsive at the Calabasas home. Her husband, or her ex-husband, was there. He performed CPR on her until paramedics arrived and took over. They administered at least one dose of, I don't know that, to resuscitate her. Okay. We're told EMTs were able to regain a pulse before she was transported, like I just said in the other article. And this is a photo of her photo with Elvis and Priscilla. So sad, guys. So, as we know, or as you know, Lisa was the daughter of Elvis and Priscilla Presley, born exactly 9 months after her parents tied the knot. She became joint heir to the Elvis estate with her grandfather and great grandmother after he died of a heart attack as well in 1977. And I was just about to say that. I was going to say, y'all remember the time? Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time when she was dating Michael Jackson, the king of pop, dating the princess of rock and roll? Very interesting, right? So Lisa Marie followed in her father's footsteps, becoming a singer-songwriter, and dropped her debut album, To Whom It May Concern, in 2003. The record reached number 4 on the Billboard's album chart and earned gold certification. We already know this relationship. She also had several high-profile marriages, Because yeah, she was married to Michael Jackson. I totally forgot about that, y'all. Yeah, she was married to Michael Jackson. She had several high-profile marriages while Danny was her first husband. Less than a month after divorcing him, she shocked the world by marrying Michael Jackson. And we all remember this. Like, y'all thought that this wouldn't last, and then they kissed during this MTV Music Awards, I think, or something like that. It was weird. Definitely a weird staged kiss for sure, right? Shortly after that, I forgot the man who was obsessed with Elvis as well, Nicolas Cage. All right. Shortly after the surprise nuptials, the couple shared a very famous and seemingly awkward kiss on stage at the MTV Video Music Awards. Then she went on to be with Nicolas Cage, which is very interesting because he was, from my understanding, a huge Uber Elvis fan as well. All right. Obviously, they divorced after less than 2 years, and in 2002, she tied the knot with Nicolas Cage, although that marriage only lasted a couple months before he filed divorce docs. She walked down the aisle once more in 2006 when she married her guitar player, Michael Lockwood, with whom she had 2 children before filing for divorce in 2016. Just this week, I'm sorry, Lisa Marie and her mother attended the Golden Globe Awards to see Austin Butler score a win for his portrayal of the King of Rock and Roll in the Baz Luhrmann movie Elvis. Again, great show, great movie. He did a great job in it. Okay, she is survived by 3 children: her daughter Riley, her twin girls Harper and Finley, and her son, obviously, who passed in 2020, Benjamin. She was just 54. Of course, I'm sorry for doing this, a little bit of this left turn here, but this was breaking news while we were live, and I was planning on talking about her cardiac arrest, but this is tragic news, guys. All right? This is absolutely tragic news. I can't believe that she has passed. This is such sad news because that is such a young age to go, guys. This is such a young age to go. And she already has, Elvis passed in 1977 from cardiac arrest as well. So there is some sort of history of this in her family, right? I have to say, this is so sad, okay? This is so, 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 so sad. But this also says, please do your checkups. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your bodies, okay? Because when it's gone, it's gone. This is way too young, y'all. This is way, way, way too young. May she rest in peace, because it is such a sad, sad situation. No one should be going through something like this at all. So sad. Again, I know a lot of people are. I know a lot of people are still reeling over this, still shocked about this information, but this is breaking news right now, and I'm serious. This is too young. And we don't know what happened or anything of that sort. We just know it's a cardiac arrest. We don't know what could have caused it, if there was something that could have caused this and whatnot. We don't know anything yet. But I do want to say, may she rest in peace. I mean, she was the princess of rock and roll, right? And now she is no longer here. All right. So may she rest in peace. My heart and condolences, my prayers go out to the family. And I can only imagine what Priscilla's thinking as well, because it should be the other way around, right? It should be, your children should be burying you, not the other way around. So I can only imagine what Priscilla's going through right now as well. Shoot, even Austin Butler, who apparently, from my understanding, when he was studying and getting ready for the part to play Elvis, he was He worked very closely with the family to understand Elvis very well. So the fact that she's gone like this, I can only imagine what Austin Butler is feeling as well. And also the world of music right now. The world, the people who grew up loving her, grew up watching her, buying her albums, consuming her stuff, being fans of her, etc., watching her grow up on camera, right? I can only imagine how everyone is feeling right now. I'm sure a lot of people are very hurt and thrown off. But I have to say, this is the same thing when, hate to say that, but when Kevin Samuels passed, right? We really just got to start taking care of our bodies, taking care of ourselves, because 54 is so young, y'all. 54 is so young. But again, may she rest in peace, because that's really heartbreaking. I was hoping that she was going to pull through. When I heard about just the cardiac arrest, I was like, oh no, I really hope she pulls through. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's, obviously it didn't go the way it went, that we were hoping. But may she forever rest in peace. And yeah, I mean, Elvis was only 42. 42, y'all. 42. Okay. Sorry. So, terrible, terrible news. But unfortunately, we got to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. So I need to get back to where I was. And I don't know where I was. 1 second, guys. So sad. Okay. I think I found myself. I found where I was. Okay. Back to top G stuff. Okay. So, as we already know, this girl has been coming out saying about these certain things, saying what's been going on, that he slid into the DMs, he did all these unthinkable, disgusting things, trying to talk to other girls. They were all underage, all that. Okay. So, let me make sure I get this. So, in June 2021, the Council of Europe urged Romania to effectively prosecute human or HTers and ensure access to compensation for their victims. In a report, the Council said that the group of experts on action against T in human beings found that sentences of HTers are often suspended or reduced through plea bargaining. So Romania remains predominantly a country of origin of victims of trafficking in human beings. So Daria said Tate had a very bad reputation in Romania regarding his treatment of women. In a video, Tate explained that he moved to Romania in 2017 due to the Me Too era. He said, "I'm not a R word, but I like the idea of being able to do what I want." Tate says in a video, "I like being free." Oh, that's disgusting. That is just straight up disgusting. And like, for him to come out here and say these things, right? You don't think that once you get arrested, once you get thrown into in front of a judge, that they're not going to look at all the stuff that you put out here and look at you and say, how much of this is an act and how much of this is actually true? If you live by the sword, I'm just saying, you put out that kind of content, you start talking like this, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass, y'all. It most definitely is. Shortly after news of his arrest in Romania, Vice reported that Tate was removed from UK Big Brother in 2016 due to a police investigation into accusations of SA and physical A that took place in 2015. At the time, people thought it was due to old resurfaced tweets and a video of Tate consensually striking someone, an ex-girlfriend. One of the women who filed the police report was working for Tate's webcam business in England, and she told Vice that Tate essed her at least 5 times and that she saw him do this to another woman at least 10 times. But he's a good guy. Right? But he's a good guy. Right? That's just normal, right? Hertfordshire police confirmed to Buzz News feed that in 2015, Tate was arrested on suspicion of A and a suspicion of R and A. This is in 2015, guys. UK police closed the case without any finding of guilt in November 2019, and no further action was taken. And that was in UK. So whatever happened, man, okay. But this guy has a history of this, but he's innocent? He has a history of all these accusations, yet he's still innocent, y'all? Some people are still tweeting, "Free Tate. Free Tate." What? He has a history of this y'all. History. It keeps following him. You gotta be kidding me, y'all. That's insane. On Tuesday, Romanian courts denied an appeal for, we already know, so that he can be released from detention. He's going to be in there for 30 more days because they think, let's be real, they think he's going to kick rocks. Okay? But this guy is a piece of mother-loving work. Okay? Piece of work. And it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. It gets much worse, my lovelies, okay? It gets much worse, okay? It gets much worse, okay? Crazy. Because the next thing I'm going to show you guys, this is T-Dubs. I'm just going to say T-Dubs because I got videos, I got audio. So we're about to start sliding into a conversation that's going to get a little bit more graphic. It's going to get a little bit more uncomfortable. So I'm just saying straight up, T-Dubs, y'all. Well, we got to take a look at this next article. And the title of this article is mind-blowing. This is a Vice article, which BuzzFeed News was talking about just a little bit ago, this article that I read to you guys. This is another article. So now he says, I love R-ing you. What Andrew told women who accused him of the aura word. Like I said, T-Dubs, y'all. But this is real, and we're going to be getting into some video here that is even more, shoot, the audio itself is just damning, okay? It's mind-blowing. And a whole Twitter thread that we need to take a look at, too. So we got some things to get into. We got to get into this, okay? And this is just disgusting, okay? And of course, there's some things that we're going to be talking about here that are disturbing. Let me just say that. But we got to talk about it. Do you understand? So there's going to be certain aspects of this subject that we have to talk about that not a lot of people are talking about, which we are going to talk about. So I'm just letting you know, T-Dubs, just be very prepared because this gets weird. I'm going to be using code words like a mother lover in just about 3 nanoseconds. Okay? But he says, I love R-ing you. All right? This is what he said to women who accused him of the R word. Now, this is saying exclusive Vice World News has obtained WhatsApp messages and voice notes sent by AT to a woman who accused him of a 2013 R. She said police told her they believed her account, but authorities declined to prosecute. Why? Why didn't they prosecute when they have messages, voice notes, etc.? They just said, "Oh, it doesn't matter. That's within the confines of something being consensual." I don't understand that, y'all. Disgusting. Which we will be talking about that a tad bit here in just a second. So let's get into this. London. In 2015, controversial alpha male influencer AT was arrested over another allegation of R in UK, following a complaint from a woman who supplied police with messages sent by Tate in which he wrote, "I love R-ing you." Vice World News reported earlier this month that Tate was arrested on suspicion, we already know, on suspicion of SA and physical A in 2015, following separate allegations by two other complainants. In 2019, the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, declined to pursue charges against Tate for any of these allegations. Why? The woman who supplied police with messages sent by Tate said police told her charges were not brought because there was an ounce of doubt in the case. So there was an ounce of doubt in the case. Y'all, you guys are going to hear this audio and you guys are going to be like, what in the F? I'm telling you guys, get ready. It's coming. Among the dozen of messages and voice notes reviewed by Vice World News that Tate sent the woman is a voice note in which he appears to admit to R-ing her, saying, "Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I effing loved how much you hated it. It turned me on. Why am I like that? Why?" Oh, we're going to get to this audio. We're going to get to that audio. Hold on. The woman who we will refer to as Amelia is the third woman to reveal to Vice World News that they had filed police complaints alleging S or physical A by Tate. We are withholding the woman's identity as an alleged victim of SO and to prevent harassment by trolling by Tate's supporters. And I totally understand this. Because again, even that one girl from Romania, that teenager that spoke out, I'm sure people are sliding in her DMs and making her life a living bloody hell. I am sure. Hold on. So you can only imagine what's going on here. So, two other women, one of whom says she was R'd, and the other of whom says she was repeatedly I can't even ST'd. No, that's still no. But I can't say that word, okay? Went public with their experiences last week. They revealed that after their initial complaints in 2015, the police took 4 years to pass the case to prosecutors, who then declined to prosecute. Amelia, who to this day does not know the identities of the other women, had her complaint handled as part of the same investigation. Before the CPS told the women in 2019 that there was no realistic prospect of a conviction. So they have text messages, voice notes, like from WhatsApp messages and all that stuff. And yet still, they had no realistic prospect of a conviction. And even so, it took them 4 years to even see if there was a prospect of conviction. This dude was out here for 4 years, willy-nilly. All these accusations and whatnot. And he was just chilling out here in these streets. Yet these audio, man, I'm about to show you this audio, baby. Let me get through this art. Let me get through this paragraph, and I'm about to show you this art. This audio, and this audio is terrible. Like I said, it's damning in my personal opinion. The only thing I can say is one piece, one thing, and I'm going to say it after we listen to that audio. So let's get into this article. Damn. So stupid, y'all. You got women who are stepping forward, and this is the reason why you see more and more women not feeling, getting more and more scared about stepping forward and talking about certain things. This is the same thing that's going on with the Andrew Callahan situation. All these other women that are there's plenty of women that are hiding in plain sight that have been attacked, have been essayed, violated in horrendous ways, and they're not speaking out because they're scared. One, of putting so much effort into exposing themselves, because not only are they exposing that jerk, but they're also exposing themselves. They're putting themselves out there to possibly get ridiculed, doxxed, harassed, etc. Death threats, you name it. Especially if it's a name with a large following. And what sucks is that when you have somebody who's risking it all so that they can get some semblance of justice, and what ends up happening is law, the courts look at it or whatever and say, oh, we don't see any reason to pursue any type of conviction. It makes other women not want to speak out. It makes other women stay quiet. This is ridiculous. This is the problem. Why is the judicial system, why is the law, at least in the UK over here, why is the law mucking up right here? These are women that are showing actual proof, physical evidence of things. He is on audio admitting that he's doing these things. This is why it takes decades for one woman to step forward and speak out. This is one of the main reasons here. Because the law sometimes doesn't seem to back these women up, support these women. That's disgusting and wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Now, let me say this, though, too. Let me say this, too, okay? I get it that, yeah, to destroy a man, we got to talk about the other side of the fence. It's real easy for any woman to go out and start saying, oh, this guy did this thing to me. You want to destroy a man's life? You want to destroy a man's career? That is definitely one way you can do it. You can cry wolf for sure. But that takes a lot. That takes a lot for someone to sit there and do something like that, because they're not only destroying your life, they're destroying theirs too. They're putting their life at risk. Absolutely. So whenever these women do step out and say something like this, it takes a lot. They're risking everything. Why would they put their life on the line for one dude? And I know that there's pushback and there's certain opinions about certain things, and the whole thing of, oh, believe all women and whatever, like don't believe all women. Yes, we do have moments where women do lie. People lie, and there are some really evil mother lovers out here. But you're telling me a guy who has a history of this is a history. This is years of women who have tried to get justice for the wrongdoings that this man did to their bodies. And he's still out here continually doing the same thing to other women. He's manipulating them. He's probably attacking them. He's putting his paws on them, etc. He's actually financially supporting himself off the backs of these women that he says are nothing, that they're just property. It's disgusting. And the fact that you have the law in the UK not even helping these women out is beyond me, y'all. Yes, abhorrent. Abhorrent. Absolutely. Absolutely, Henry. Just mind blowing. But let's continue. I'm going to read this paragraph and we're going to listen to this audio. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So, Amelia's experiences from the alleged R in 2013 to learning that Tate would not be prosecuted to then watching him become one of the most famous people on the planet have left her feeling as though she is struggling every day. But she felt emboldened to go public with her story after seeing the two complainants speak out. She said she no longer wanted to live in fear of Tate, and that she felt she had a duty to tell her story to potentially prevent other women from being hurt. Now, Amelia also said that she and Tate had been acquainted since 2009. The relationship turned romantic for the first time in 2013 after they bumped into each other and reconnected on a night out. The R, she said, happened in 2013 in November, the first time Amelia went to his flat after they had been dating for 2 or 3 weeks. She said the pair had previously kissed, but nothing more. Back then, he knew this. Back then, and he knew this, I'd only been with 2 people, she said. He knew what that meant to me. The act is very important to me. She said the pair were kissing on Tate's bed. This is the crazy stuff, and we're going to get to the audio, I promise. Kissing on Tate's bed when he began taking off her clothes. She had previously told him, she said, that she didn't want to have sex. He stopped. He reassured her that nothing was going to happen, and they continued kissing. After a while, she said, he suddenly stopped and he laid back on the bed. I got up and looked at him and went, "What's wrong?" she said. This guy literally laid there and went, "I'm just debating whether I should argue or not." Amelia said she was stunned, unsure if it was some sort of sick joke. She said she put her hand on his chest and said, "Don't be stupid. What are you talking about?" Within an instant, he changed who he was, she said. He wasn't the same Andrew that I knew. That was funny, that would make me laugh. It was like his eyes went, and I didn't have a clue who that person was. Suddenly, she said, Tate grabbed her by the neck and started that to her, forcing my trousers off me. I was trying to keep them on, and he started screaming at me, "Take those effing trousers off, B-word." The sudden outburst of violence from Tate, who was at the time a professional kickboxer, made Amelia feel powerless to fight back, she said, and fearful of how far the assault would go. There's still more. I've never been, est before, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Okay. Wow. I don't know if he was going to stop. And I was so scared. This is what she told Vice World News, the article I'm reading here. It's like whenever you think about being in that situation, you think you're going to fight back. But I'm telling you, you don't. Because if you fight back, what else is he going to do to you? He's 6'3", champion kickboxer, for God's sake. So Tate then did what we all know what he did. As he did, she said he continued to have his hand on her neck, saying things like, "Who do you belong to?" Even as she was unable to physically speak due to his hand constricting her throat. Like I said, T-dubs, guys. He's like, "Effing say it, B-word. You're not effing saying my name. Say my effing name, otherwise I'll unalive you, she said. After the assault, Amelia said Tate went to sleep with his arm around her while she lay awake for hours trying to process what just happened. When she got home the next day, she recalled she cried in the bathtub and called a friend who helped spell out to her that what had happened to her was actually the R word. Now, Vice has spoken to the friend who confirmed the details of the conversation. We are not naming her to protect her and Amelia's identities. Amelia said that for a very long time, she was in denial about the alleged R, feeling that acknowledging it had happened would negatively define her. To this day, she struggles even to use what she refers to as the R word. It was like, if this R word is what happened to me, then that's what I am, she said. That's sad. That's really sad. She continued to see him for a number of months afterwards, including having consensual times with him, okay? This was partly, she said, to buttress her denial response to the alleged A at the time. If I go and see him again, and I want it this time, then I'm not being degraded. Then it's not the R word, she said, explaining her thought process. You know what? I want to say this too, though, really quick. I've heard that story many a time as well from other friends of mine, other survivors as well, that will still stick with the person that actually did the R, because it's almost like they said, okay, like they're taking back in a way, trying to gloss over the actual act, right? Because if the other ones are consensual, then it's not that, right? Then we can push that away as a bad sexual experience. You see what I'm saying? So I hear that a lot from a lot of men and women, okay, that talk about this, because in a way they want to whitewash, in a way, wash away that moment of violence, right? That moment of violation. And it's so sad that actually even happens. Okay. But let me finish this last part. So that's what I did. I was like, right, I'll see you again. You haven't taken that control of me. You haven't hurt me. Again, I hear a lot of men and women, a lot of women and men recall those kinds of experiences, saying exactly that, trying to find ways to gain the control back, right? By still continuing to have relations with that person, but consensual, in a way to try to gloss over what tragically happened to him. But oh, hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Let me make sure that I can get this. This is the audio that I have for you guys, and this is extremely mind-blowing. And again, this is graphic, very graphic. So listener discretion is advised. Okay? But you will hear Andrew Tate's own voice admitting to this. Take a listen. But we will talk about this in just a minute. But take a listen to this.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turn me on. Why am I like that? Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get fucked by me. Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather fuck? You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this fucking planet. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. Chill the fuck out. Jesus Christ, I thought you were cool. What's wrong with you?
That's a top G, everybody. Now, there is something I'm going to pull up here in just a second because there have been other people, other commentators that have been speaking out on behalf of tater tots, which we will be talking about here in a second. But do you hear the amount of hubris that's coming out of that man's mouth? I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, obviously, we have other videos and other things that we're going to be looking at here too. But as you can see, this is not a well human being, in my personal opinion. Okay, this is not a well human being. He's used to this type of lifestyle. He's able to get away with it, or he's gotten away with it. So therefore, he sinks into it even more. He lets that stuff just seep all the way down to the marrow. It's disgusting, y'all. T, I still wonder too, how do you defend that? How do you defend that, what we just heard? Okay? Now, there is some things that people are sitting here saying, though, because there are fantasies that exist, okay? Some people like to exact fantasies. So, like I said earlier, why the law said, oh, there's nothing to convict here off of these text messages and these pieces of audio, which we'll be looking at some of these text messages here in a second. Some people are sitting here going, well, this could be somebody just exacting or trying to create a fantasy, the R fantasy, right? It's very disturbing. It's disturbing. This is not, in my personal opinion, fantasy. This is someone I feel that has the lover boy, I forgot what it was called, the lover boy approach to these women, treats women like they're trash, treats them like they're just a piece of property, that they're lower than him, and that's it. And he's gotten away with it for however long he's gotten away with it. I always wondered, like, what was it? Who was it that hurt him? You know what I'm saying? It's like, who hurt you, bro? Who hurt you, man? Right? But it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But that's his voice. I'll show it to you. I'm not going to play it again. But that was his voice saying them things. Yet that was stuff that they didn't use in court. They didn't even say, this is not even. They pushed it away. They said, this is not enough for conviction. That was part of the evidence, part of the information that these women were coming forward with in the late teens, okay, in the late 2013, 2015 time. They took 4 years to look through this stuff, and then they said, nah, doesn't work. But then at that time, that's when he kicked rocks to Romania, and he said, well, I can go over there and I can do what I want. The laws within SA and all that, ST, HT, and all that stuff is a little bit more laxed, so I could do what I want. Ain't it funny that now he's been arrested for those things in Romania, in the exact country that he thought was going to be a little bit more lazy about it, a little bit more cool with it, right? It's ironic, y'all. It's extremely ironic, okay? So this is and that's something, like I said, people who are out here that are trying to die on this hill, trying to defend this dude, he has a history of doing these things. History of doing these things. But everyone's trying to move the goalpost for this dude. He has a history of doing these things. We're reading this in this Vice article, deep diving. They deep dove into this ish. There is a full Twitter feed fully surrounding around this whole thing, exposing that ash. exposing it. And yet there are still people out here going, Will. Ridiculous. All right? Absolutely ridiculous. You got a guy who's literally saying, "Oh, you have no idea how much I love doing these unthinkable things to you." Like, look at this. This is from one of the text messages. A screenshot from one of the text messages from a WhatsApp message sent by Andrew Tate to Amelia. Okay? I love R-ing you and watching you let me while still debating and watching you let me while still debating if it's a good idea or not. This is not a healthy individual, in my personal opinion. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys out here are huge fans, but let's be real. This is your king. This is your king. Monsters are monsters. When you're under my control, I do whatever I please. Unless, okay, let me say this though too. Again, like I said earlier, unless he's trying to exact some weird type of fantasy that maybe these girls don't know about. And he's just putting this weird stuff out there and he just really loves to take control. He's just that disturbing individual. Here's another one. You are my whore you were my whore when I had my hands on you. This is not like I said, this is bad. This is bad. Very, very bad. And you heard that audio. Again, that's very damning stuff. And yet, people are still trying to be like, but it's like there's no there's nothing. This is bad, y'all. This is bad. That audio, he just exposed his own ass. There's so many videos. Man, I got some stuff for y'all. Come on now. This is bad. Okay? Excuse me. So, let me see what we got here. Let's take a look at this too, shall we? Boom. It says here, exclusive, shocking new transcripts from Tate's brother's case, or the Tate brothers' case. Do you want me to be your slave or your wife? I didn't like that the girls called you our king. So, we already know about the HT, being accused of HT and all that. Okay? I'm going to try to... and I'm not going to read this whole thing, okay? But obviously we already know about the HT and the R, okay? They have a DICOT. Prosecutors have attached a file. The transcript of the conversation that allegedly took between Andrew and a young woman who arrived at the video chat studio in Pipera. The dialogue between the two captures the moment when the British man asked the woman to tattoo his name, as he did with other women who ended up working for him as workers, and also announces that she is his slave. So let's take a look at this transcript. So it says there, the man tried to convince her to put the tattoo of his name, as he's done with other girls. So he says, "This is Andrew Tate. You need a big clap or my name." The girl says, "No tattoos, baby. I hate tattoos. I'm cool with people, but not me." I'm assuming she's saying I'm cool with people having tattoos, but I'm not cool with having tattoos. Andrew Tate said, if I told you to put my name in a tattoo, you would. So you better hope I don't want that. And I don't yet. So you don't want what I want. Tate says, I want what I want. Girl says, then it's good that you don't want me to get a tattoo. Andrew says, not yet. It would be important to me, but first I need to see that you're worth it. Many girls already have your name. This is what the girl said. He said, 2 of them do. Girl said, I think we need to focus more on our relationship than external things. Andrew Tate said, you will write something else, something beautiful. She said, I want to stay pure. Tate said, pure women submit to their men. Tate also said, where's my dinner? Oh, this guy's a piece of work. Where's my dinner? Like, really? This guy's a piece of work. This guy's a piece of trash. Okay? Wow. Okay. Where's my dinner? He said. Girl says, baby, don't talk to me like that. Or don't talk like that, please. You know I want to make you dinner, just waiting to get you. Or just waiting to get to you. So then he says, slave. She says, please. Then he says, belt. Then she says, do you want me to be your slave or your wife? And then he says up here on the top, which is, obviously I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he says here, you'll do whatever I tell you, which is the same thing. If I choose a woman to be my wife, she will love me enough to let me tell her what I want. I will decide if she is a slave. She doesn't make the rules. I'm a man. I don't listen to complaints from women. Just trust me and shut up. Don't piss me off again today. Wow. It doesn't matter if I call you a slave. It matters that I can if I want to do it without you being stupid. What? There are enough stupid women. If I want to accept, I have 10,000 options to choose from. He continues. You have to accept that you're mine forever, no matter what I do. And if you want me to behave more nicely, you will convince me with tenderness. In context of the discussion, Andrew Tate explained to his slave what the girls he lived with do in the studio. Let's get into this. Oh, I thought I wasn't only going to read a little bit of this, but we're going to do more. And yes, I did talk about Lisa Marie Presley. And again, may she rest in peace. But this is very interesting. And maybe he just exposes everything here. So he says, Andrew Tate says, and they have a live show on TikTok that makes a lot of money. Girl says, then why does he have to work in Georgiana? I don't know what, something like that. They can do it themselves. Andrew Tate says, I can't, not properly, not at top level. They have big teams behind them advertising them. They work on them 24/24. Those girls make a lot of money, and it's not amateurish. Girl says, don't get angry. I'm just curious. I want to know why you brought me here to this house. If you respected me, you'd ask me first if I was okay with this. Ooh. I thought I would come here and live with you. It's a little weird for me that you have to have you hang out with girls who work for you, especially since you had a thing with one of them. He told me, I guess somebody. Okay, so he told me that there was nothing between the two of you, and that you take care of her like a brother. I'm not stupid. I know there was something more. That was in the past. You could put me in the same house as your ex who is still in love with you. I mean, for real. You know what? That's interesting. Then she says, "You're not listening to." He says, "You're not listening to me." Then she says, "I didn't like the fact the girls called you our king. I mean, I don't like to share, but I knew you wanted this, and I did it for you." That's so weird. So this is all like. So this is, from what I'm understanding, this is someone who is locked up in that house against their will. It looks like. That is just so disturbing. That is just so disturbing, y'all. And again, they're going to be using all this stuff against him. All of this stuff is going to be against him for show. Okay? For show. Yeah, it's turning into a Lifetime movie for sure. Okay? Like a messed up, erotic Lifetime movie. Okay? Sorry, I'm just trying to get this clip up and running, but this is so messed up. All of this is so messed up. Now, there's some other pieces of information here. One thing I wanted to show you guys actually before I go into the top G stuff. Okay. This is very interesting. Now, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of Candace Owens, but we are about to talk about Candace Owens. Okay. We're venturing into the land of Candace Owens. I know some of you guys are like, protect her at all costs. And that's fine. That's up to you guys. You know what I mean? That's your thing. Sometimes I agree with her, and a lot of times I disagree with her. Okay, but this time, this was bad timing, and this is what I mean. Candace Owens declares, "I don't think AT is an R word." The same day, the alleged text messages that reveal him saying that he loves R-ing come out. Yeah, we got a video. We're gonna take a look at this because we just got to. Let's take a look. It's Candace at her finest.
They keep revealing private conversations that Andrew Tate has had with women. I guess that's supposed to be the media's form of evidentiary support to the idea that he's a rapist. And what ran in an article last night was a transcript of a woman basically saying that she didn't want to get a tattoo. Allegedly, all of the girls that Andrew Tate is with, they have a tattoo of his name on their body. And she says, "No, I want to keep my body pure." And he's like, "Well," I'm paraphrasing here, if you're going to be with me, your body belongs to me and you need to get this tattoo." I do not find that to be evidence that he is a rapist, and we need to stop being so sloppy when we say that people are rapists, and we need to accept the fact that there are a lot of women that have this fetish.
So let me say this really quick before we continue listening to her, because this is exactly what I was meaning by the fantasy, okay? Or she says fetish, but the fantasy, which I do understand what she's coming from on that part. But what sucks is that this video came out at the same time, okay? And literally, this came out when only a little bit came out. Then all of a sudden, this just came out, this video. And then all of a sudden, the "I love R-ing you" article came out. So I know it's probably bad timing on Candace Owens' part, okay? But he also is sitting here saying, "I'm branding my women. I'm branding every single last one of these girls to show control. This is a manipulation to show that they are my property and that this is all mine, that I am marking my territory with all these girls." He's literally a digital pimp. He is a webcam pimp. Let's keep it real. He's branding these women. That's disgusting. and absolutely wrong, and shows a specific type of culture that he has obviously been very comfortable in. It's a culture here that he's created. And also, it's the same culture that he's putting out here in these videos that people are paying top dollar to be considered top G's, learning the same BS from this dude. And then, of course, he still shells out a lot of stuff for free, all this BS that he's on all these other channels and all these other talk shows and stuff like that, shelling out all that for free. But the people are paying top dollar to listen to him so that they can be top G. And yet she is going to, she's like, I don't think he's a, no, this is our, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. This is part of that our culture, I feel. Okay? Where you try to brand these women like they are yours. Where you jump onto them. You violate them in a terrible way to control them. If they're not going to give it to you freely, then you go and you take it because that's what you want right then and there. That's wrong. That's 110% wrong. It's that R mentality. That's what it is. It's an R mentality. And yeah, let's see if she continues to defend Tate, shall we?
There are women that like to be dominated over. I had a person that I was friends with at university who was in my class, and we became friends because I was so shocked at the stories that she would tell me about her 3 different boyfriends that she managed, unbeknownst to all of them. And she was very into kinky stuff. She liked the idea of men being dominant over. It was all of the BDSM stuff. She was into it. She'd like to have those conversations when he would tell her what he was going to do with her, or when he would tell her to shut up. This was a part of her sexual kink, right? And people do not want to believe that there are women that are into this. There are. And I have to believe, because of how public of a figure that Andrew Tate has been, because of how honest he has been about his expectations in relationships and in his views of the women that he is with, or what he would do in a scenario if he was dating a girl that did this or that, that the women that were messaging Andrew Tate, engaging in conversations with Andrew Tate on the internet, on Instagram, via direct messaging, knew what they were getting into. And I feel that that is important to say, because I am so sick of this idea by that we should always accept that in every situation a woman is a victim. I'm not empowered by that. I don't find that to be empowering, right? The Me Too movement to me disempowered women, because it said women never know what they're doing. They just are always little flowers, and men take advantage. The truth is that women take advantage too. And the easiest thing for women to sell to get what they want is sex, right?
See, I feel like we're in a different time, and maybe she's thinking in a different way. But I don't think that this is a world in which women are only selling sex all the time, that they just get what they want through sex. I feel like we live in a different time now. Things are different. But yes, sure, there are still women out here that use sex to get what they want. They still use the old school way of things, you know, the whole idea of sex sells. Yes, sex sells, absolutely. Still does to this day, and it will happen till the day we die, okay? Till mankind is no longer mankind, okay? But for her to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, you know, this is all this could be just a fantasy type thing." And, oh, you know, there are women who like to be dominated and all that. Sure, there's men who like to be dominated too. But when you have somebody calling in, sending out text messages, having these conversations, and taking control, trying to brainwash, brand, violate multiple women, holding women against their will, starting a ring of webcam stuff, being a glorified pimp, to me, says something completely different, says something is sinister. And those things are happening because that girl is held against her will, not a situation of somebody saying, oh, I just have this fantasy of just being taken over and living my life in a room talking to guys on a webcam. That's not right. Again, I understand some people are fans of CO. Okay. Hey, to each their own. I don't entirely agree with what she's saying here. She's got it wrong. Now, she might be a fan or a friend of Tate's, trying to stand her ground, trying to believe that he's innocent in this situation. But he already has a track record of years of allegations, years in which he has he literally left other countries to escape these allegations. You got to understand that. She left to escape. This wasn't a thing of, oh, he fought those and he was exonerated. He was found not guilty, but he decided to move to Romania. No, he moved to Romania to escape those allegations, to get away from those allegations. And then Romania got him because he kept running these webcam things and holding women against his will and against their will. And then you have him now in text message form telling women to brand themselves with his name. That's insane. Now, I will say this, though, too. We got to remember, we live in a technologically heavy world now where text messages, things like that can be doctored, can be manipulated, can be, fake, right? But I still rest on the stuff that happened years ago that he escaped from. To me, it shows a pattern of history, or a pattern in his history. And it seems like he couldn't just stop himself. And he continues to do this to this day. Okay? And he has a long history of this pattern. Absolutely, Tyler. Long history. All right? But let's hear the rest of this. And I get it. That's why I talked about it earlier. Maybe there is fantasy. Okay? Some people have that fantasy. But you're telling me all these girls, all of them were a part of this? You never know. He might have a fantasy of that too. But if you do have that kind of fantasy, why aren't you doing that with somebody that understands that fantasy as well? That isn't using, say, that could potentially use that kind of content to hold that against you later on. You got to remember, when you are showing off a kink or anything, you're using that to share with someone that you trust and love, right? Not just with any girl, because that could be very dangerous. People talk as well. But that's really messed up too. Still messed up. Let's take a listen.
This is what Tag the sponsor proves. I want to be rich. I want to have money and I don't want to work. So I'm going to sell sex. I have no talent and I want to be an actress. So I'm going to sell sex. There's even an element of this, by the way, when you start hearing stories about how Harry and Meghan got together. We spoke about this yesterday when he talks about how he showed up at her hotel in London, Soho House. And as soon as he opened the door, she threw herself on him and got naked. Yeah, because Meghan wanted to get with the prince. You know, she was kind of like, this is my last shot in life. I'm 40 years old, almost 40 years old. I'm going to get with this prince and make him love me. I'm going to have sex with him, premarital sex with him, because that's what I want to do. And clearly it worked, right? Sex is a power that women have. Being beautiful is a power. Being aesthetic, being feminine is a power that women have. And women tend to wield that power heavily throughout society. And so I want to be very clear that I do not agree with Andrew Tate's lifestyle, not whatsoever. Not as a Christian person do I agree with Andrew Tate's lifestyle. But two things can be true at once. You can disagree with Andrew Tate's lifestyle while also acknowledging that the women that involved themselves with him, right, the women that are now angry and turning their backs and saying, well, you know, I felt that I thought I was going to be with him forever. I thought I was going to be the only one, while also acknowledging that they also contributed themselves to this. They did this intentionally. They knew what they were getting into. Perhaps it was for money. Perhaps it was for fame. It likely was for a certain lifestyle that he provided, but that is what you call an exchange. So there's going to be a lot more to the story. I'm sure more things are going to be revealed.
Okay. I don't agree with her at all with that part. You got a guy who is probably finessing these women, trying to be all nice, doing the nice guy approach. And then all of a sudden, when they least expect it, like that story that I read to you guys about the bedroom scene where she was making out with him, and then all of a sudden he just turned on a dime. I think that's what happens. At first, he's a kind, gentle, big old teddy bear, nothing to worry about. He's so great, and then all of a sudden, boom! When he doesn't get what he wants, he spins on a dime and becomes vicious. He becomes physically intimidating. He takes over and he controls. Clearly, this is it. And it doesn't matter if he has like the regular Tate that's just such a nice guy, and then the Andrew Tate that we see on camera. Doesn't matter. He's still able to turn that thing on and off whenever he wants. Let's keep it real. But to me, this is predatory behavior, or it's predator behavior. This is disgusting. And he was taking over these women, and I'm sure, like I said, doing the nice guy approach. It's what they said in that article. I need to pull that up again to find it again. It's like the lover boy. Oh man, that's gonna drive me crazy. Where is that? Boom, boom, boom. Lover boy method. There it is. The lover boy method, which is when a perpetrator initiates a sham romantic relationship with a vulnerable person in order to trap and sexually exploit them. And that's exactly what he was doing. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. Okay? But I got a few more videos for you guys. I want to show you guys because I'm going to show you. This is the whole lover boy approach. And I'm just going to show you like 2 of these videos.
You will fucking...
Not all of them, but these are very, very short videos that I want to show you very, very quickly. And it's crazy. He is literally, this is within his web school. Real talk. These are all online. His online classes that people pay top dollar to learn how to be a pickup artist, to learn how to be a top G. He's talking about all this stuff, and he's telling people how he gets these things done. Take a listen to this. This is insane.
You will fucking, at some point in your future of webcamming, go on a date with a girl who you can tell is a complete whore. And you're going to be lazy.
Let me say this really quick. He is breaking down how he does the webcam stuff, how he gets these girls locked into his clutches, how he starts to slowly throw that seed into their brain. This is insane, y'all. And like I said, this is all damning information, and this has been out here in plain sight for everyone to see. And yet everybody out here is trying to sit here and go, "Oh no, but he's a top G." Come on, guys. Find another top G, guys. This is not the guy. Where's Kevin Samuels? We need to send. Where's Kevin Samuels, y'all? Damn. Because this is not the guy. This is not your king. I am sorry. This is not.
Because I've done it myself, and I thought, this girl's a fucking slut. And just before you even bang her, you just say, look, have you ever tried webcam? Because you're busy. You want her to work. You don't care about anything else. You have enough sex at home. It's not about sex. Now it's about money. And you get lazy in your person. And even though she's the biggest hoe in the world, she starts coming at you with some virtue bullshit. I would never do that. Hey, you're freaking horrible. You're disgusting. And then she'll run off and fuck some other guy she meets first night. These girls are that stupid that they think it's okay to go fuck a guy they barely know, but it's wrong to show their tits for money because girls are that dumb. So don't do that. You have to fuck the girls first. Fuck them first. So your bottom bitch has to know you're gonna be out there fucking hoes.
He's literally trying to show you. Oh my God. I'm like, this is real. This is not a deep fake. This is really him in one of his courses telling guys how to basically find them a bottom B. Dead ass. I'm rolling that back. Like, he literally like feels like he is the PhD in pimpology, okay? And he's trying to say how to get you a bottom B. Real talk. Like, he watched way too many. He watched Hustle and Flow way too many times. Okay? Real talk. I bet while he's showering every morning, it's hard out here for a pimp. Just loving it. Okay? But let me roll that back.
Have to fuck the girls first. Tits for money because girls are that dumb. So don't do that. You have to fuck the girls first.
You just have to. You got to bang them first, guys. Come on, guys. Bang them all. Bang them first.
Fuck them first. So your bottom bitch has to know you're going to be out there fucking hoes. She has to know it. So look, we're going to run this business together. We're going to grow this business together. Right now, you're on camera and you're doing really good. In a year from now or 2 years from now, I don't want you on camera. I want you typing and the other girls on camera. Let her sit there. Yeah. Career, selling a dream, career progression. All the shit they do in normal jobs to keep the fucking person slaving away.
Manipulation. You see what I'm saying here? Fully showing you guys. He's exposed. Like, this is exposing him. This is a terrible human being. I'm sorry. I said it. I don't care. This is a terrible human being, y'all. This is disgusting.
Eventually, you're going to be here. We're going to own this. You're going to make this much. Blah, blah, blah. But the only way we can do that is if we go have all these threesomes with all these girls, because these girls have to work for us, and they're not going to work if they don't love me, because they're going to run off. So the only way me and you, as a team, are going to be rich people is if we go get a bunch of girls to suck my dick together. Do you agree?
This is a course. This is a course, everybody.
And if you do that right, she'll sit there and go, okay, let's do it.
We got one more. Have you guys started puking yet? Have you guys done that yet? Because I've already threw up in my mouth like 7 times throughout the course of this.
Truth is this, man. Before I had this webcam business, I fucked girls. I've got PhD. I've always been the best. But I wasn't militant with it. Like, I'd get a girlfriend, I'd fuck here, there, but I didn't really care. But after I started this business and realized that the only way I can get girls to work for me is to fuck them first, I became militant. It became my job to fuck girls. I was fucking ruthless. I mean, every day I'd send 20 Instagrams. Every day I was on a date.
I'm sorry, like like Fresh and Fit and all them. Okay, like this is the this is the extreme worst version of this type of toxic BS. And you can even hear it when he's sitting there like, I'm just banging girls. I'm just like banging them. I'm ruthless. You know for a fact he ain't getting laid. Come on now. Not like that. Maybe not in the beginning, but now that he has a name for himself and there are girls out here that are willing to jump on him for clout and stuff. But other than that, this is a sad dude.
Ruthless. I mean, every day I'd send 20 Instagrams. Every day I was on a date. I was fucking 4 girls, 5 girls a week.
Whoa.
Because that's how I built my business. I built my business off the back of my dick. That's how I built it. That's how I got rich. So I became militant with the pimping. And my bottom bitch understood it. And she understood that perfectly. So that is the recruitment structure. And that is extremely important.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip, y'all. But this is disturbing. And again, all these accusations that have been coming out, to me, match the guy. You got a guy out here that is literally breaking it all the way down. And let me tell you something. I've met, let me keep it real. I have met and I have talked to and I have seen actual pimps in interviews. I've had interactions with pimps in the past, like known pimps, and they're smoother than this guy. And they're doing disturbing, disgusting things as well. Disgusting. Okay? But even when they describe and explain how they're doing these things, they're not talking about it like this. In fact, it's almost like a magician never tells their tricks, right? You just don't talk about it. But real talk, still, no matter what, those guys disturbing and messed up for what they are doing to women as well out here in these streets. And they're out in the streets, y'all. Okay? They're not doing webcams. They're not doing all this BS. They're out here in these streets. They're still doing disgusting things to young women, young, impressionable, now brainwashed and manipulated women. He's doing the same doggone thing, except now he is turning it into a school, trying to teach other dudes how to do the exact same thing. Make some money and do the exact same thing. And you're telling me this guy is 110% innocent? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And it's really sad. Like, you know what Ann just said this. It's disturbing how many fanboys he has. Yep. Parents need to check with their sons. Absolutely. This is very, 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 very sad that there are people out here in these internet streets that are praising this guy, saying, oh, you know, he helped me with this, that, and the third. He helped me with my self-esteem and all that. Y'all need to find a new hero. And actually keep your heroes at an arm's length distance. Don't embrace them all the way. No one's perfect. Get what you need from them as far as their inspiration or their motivation, stuff like that. But there are so many things that are wrong with some of these creators, some of these platforms that are out here that are just promoting nothing but toxicity. And I'm not talking about toxic masculinity. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying toxicity. And they feed off of it. But there are people out here that eat it up, and it's sad. This is somebody who's out here. This guy right here he's locked up right now, but he was out here putting out content like this. And when he gets out, he still will be putting out content. He will. There needs to be an end to this. This is not healthy, y'all. It's not. It's wild to think that there are other people that are literally listening to him and trying to start their own webcam businesses, treating other women exactly like this. It's disturbing. Okay? It's absolutely disturbing. He obviously is going to be seeing some time in a courtroom, and I hope he gets the justice served to him, okay? Exacted to him quickly, because this is somebody that shouldn't be, in my personal opinion. Nah. He shouldn't be out here on these platforms talking to our young kids like this at all. And I get it, fantasies and X, Y, and Z, sure. We could talk about that all the live long day, okay? I understand that some things can be lost in translation, things can be misunderstood, things can be chopped up and screwed for sure. But when it comes to this, we all know when a woman or a man says no, it really most definitely 110% means no. You don't take it from anyone, period. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a top G and they're your property. They still have a voice, they still have an opinion, and they're not property. So be respectful, ladies and germs. Like you'd expect them to be respectful of you. Man, we need better heroes out here. We need better influencers out here. This is just disturbing, y'all. This is your king. Top G's out there. This is your king. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. Anyway, guys, that is the show. Have mercy. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Real talk, it really does mean a lot. But you know I wanted to talk to you guys about that. There's still the Andrew Callahan situation that's still popping off as well. It is bad out here. Like, I don't understand what's up with these dudes out here. Some of these dudes need to learn etiquette. I'm serious. Some guys need to learn that no means no. Stop being slime balls out here. Stop being sleazy. Same thing with girls. Girls are doing some slimy, skeezy ass things as well. Okay? But we need to be better. Okay? We definitely need to be better. But you know for a fact, tomorrow I'll be back on talking about all this crazy stuff. Please do me a favor before we head out, though. Please go hit that subscribe button that's pinned on the top. Like, subscribe to my secondary channel. It's the Pascal Show clips. I'm going to be putting out clips from these live shows from this point on over there from the live shows. Okay? So the pop-up videos will still stay here and the lives will still stay here. But cutting out certain things like the Lisa Marie Presley information, all that stuff, for example, I will be putting those out as individual clips on the Pascal Show clips. So if you're interested in that and just want to support and follow the channel, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over there. So if you can please go, it is pinned, is at the top of the description box down below, and it is also pinned to the top of the family chat. Go over there, subscribe to that channel as well. That would really mean the world to me. Got a slew of content coming out from all the shows, because we've done a lot of shows, y'all. A lot. Okay. So a lot of content is coming there very fast. Okay. And of course, if you haven't done it over here, hit that like button down below. That would be really appreciated. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button over on this channel as well. That would really mean a lot. But yeah, most definitely trying to get to 1K, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on the secondary channel so that we can keep these lights on. Okay. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. Okay? And y'all, be respectful out there to each other. All right? To your loved ones, to your spouses, your girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. Let's start being nice to each other again. Okay? F all this toxic bull crap. All right? Let's push that aside. All right? Let's bring respect back to the table again. We need to be better. All right? We do. Okay? And guys, if she's being disrespectful to you and all that, then she ain't the right one for you. There are plenty of other women out there in the world, or that phrase, there's plenty of other fish in the sea. Same thing with guys too, with girls too. If he's being disrespectful to you, trust me, you could do better. Plenty of dudes out there. Trust me. Okay? Y'all deserve better. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Have a great rest of your night, guys. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.